So I'm having a kitchen conversation with the talented Chef Richard.
I'm from Denver, Colorado.
Wow.
I am a retired United States Marine.
Are you retired United States Marine?
Yes, ma'am. I'm a retired
Wow.
gunnery sergeant. I learned to cook when I was 4 years old in my grandmother's kitchen.
Your grandma's kitchen, so
Yes.
she inspired you.
Yes, she did. She made everything from scratch. So when I was a young boy coming home from school, my mom used to love the fact that I'd make my own macaroni and cheese from scratch when I came home from school. She never had to make me home after school snacks. I always loved to make it myself.
So nothing came out of the box.
Oh no, we never had a box. Always kind of been there because I've always loved creating different meals, even with they're called MREs, meals ready to eat, that we would do in the field.
That's in the little container or can.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And I would take those and I would improve them so that so me and my troops would have a more edible experience in the field. And the system that we use in the kitchen is a brigade system. Well, in the military, we have a brigade. We have a chain of command. And you have distant stations, so it was an easy transition from being in the military to the kitchen because it's very militaristic. You have certain things you have to do a certain way.
Precision.
So, like when it came to learning how to clean my weapon, boom. Same thing, cut a vegetable. You learn a certain procedure and the way to do it, and that's the procedure you learn to follow. So it's all about procedures, which made it was an easy transition because it was a familiar
Set up. Yeah,
Yes.
it was. So you came from that history. I noticed that last night, Richard, that each of you were doing a different thing. There were three of you in the kitchen, but you all seemed to know, well, you definitely knew what everybody was doing. Everybody had a role assigned, and there was no confusion. It was very, very, notice there was a lot of flow. It was working.
because you have the executive chef who's in charge, Chef Tony. Then you have his sous chef, Brandon, and then myself, who I filled in those little areas, getting things set up so that as our dishes were prepared, we were already set up to get ready to get them out as quick as we can. And that's the same way we learned to do in the military. We learned to get things in order so that the next step was easier and everybody functions as a unit. And the biggest thing in a kitchen is communication. If I talk to you and say, this is what I need, then that's what I'm getting ready to set up. And we constantly go back and forth saying, okay, I'm at this point, or this point. So that communication is so vital that everyone is on the same step. So that you don't have one person preparing something that's not going to be served yet.
Right.
And then everybody tastes everything and says, okay, I like this. This is perfect. Let's leave it like this. And then when we come to layout the plate, we all have, okay, this is how we want it to look, and then we just duplicate it. What I do is I will follow that recipe line by line by line the first couple of times until I get that down. Once I have that
Mastered.
then I'll create and say, okay, I may want to change this portion of it and add this or something else so it fits my style. But I still have that base to go off of knowing, okay, I know how to do this recipe without even thinking about it. But this is the style that I like.
What's the one ingredient that you have in your house that your kitchen you always have in your kitchen?
Olive oil.
You always have olive oil in your
I always
kitchen?
have to have olive oil.
Really?
Because my fiance, she's on a diet.
Okay.
And so I was before using unsalted butter, and I always had the olive oil for doing certain vegetables. Well, because of her diet now, I've totally switched to olive oil, and I found that it actually brings out a better flavor in my vegetables. Instead of the kind of more fatty taste that you get sometimes with the olive oil gives a more pure, natural taste to the vegetables. And so now I can't live without it.
So do you cook with it, or do you just use it at the
No,
end?
I cook with it.
You cook with it.
Cook with it, plus then I finish with it.
Richard, I have to tell you, you're very inspiring. You are. You're very, very inspiring. You have a great background, and I really look forward to this evening's meal again. So,
I look forward to serving it.
okay, thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.